Welcome back to more reading of fanfiction, I guess. It's the second part of Bumblebee Kittens. So, yeah, let's get started. It gets even weirder. So after everything settled down, Team Juniper decided to stay the night. Nora was telling one of her stories, but as soon as Wife left for the bathroom, Ruby took over. Hey guys, I think Weiss has a crush on me. I mean, look at the way she treats me and then other people. She was right. Weiss did have a crush on her. I don't mind as long as my sister. This is Yang's POV, by the way. Yang's POV. I don't mind as long as my sister stays a virgin until her 17th birthday. At least, she does. She does take after me a little. So let's say 16th. We stopped talking about it when Weiss came out of the bathroom. So what did I miss while I was taking care of the kittens? Blake asked, curious. Well, this is happening. Weiss said right before she grabbed Ruby's collar and pulled her in for a kiss. You can see Ruby smirk as she baited her trap to get Weiss in trouble. She took off her cape so Weiss thought they were going further. She started to put her hands under Ruby's shirt. At this point, everyone could see I was getting mad. My hair was glowing bright and my eyes were as blood red as soon as Weiss put her hands on my sister's boobs. Ruby had pushed her off and pointed to me. I had smoke coming out of my nose and I was burning my bed, but only said one thing. Run. Weiss darted out of the room and ran the way to Team Coffee's room. I looked at everyone. They were scared, but I turned back to normal and started laughing with Ruby. Sean slapped me, though, which is probably not the smartest idea. Why'd you do that? That was mean, he said with a slap. I told Weiss at the beginning of the year if she ever fell for my little sis and tried anything before her 16th birthday, I would kill her. So I did this to teach her a lesson, I stated, and we all went to bed. Oh my god. Moving on. They're here. What is going on over there? Here's a lot of media for this one. Blake's POV. It's been a while since everyone left with the list of stuff Velvet and I needed and went to the infirmary. I wonder if they ran into Professor Ozpin or Goodwitch. Just then the kittens started crying. They've been doing good besides being hungry all the time. Everyone has opened their eyes and are starting to walk. They have become a handful. Okay, just let me get in the bottle, I said, softly speaking, know that it will startle them if I speak loud. As I started to feed them, I noticed that the group had been gone for 2 hours. I was starting to worry. As if right on cue, they barged through the doors carrying the kittens. The kittens dove under the blanket. Blakey, we're back, Yang said, being flirty like normal. They all walked in and lined up so I could see if they got everything. Let's see, Yang, you have everything for the kittens? I said as Yang smiled. Weiss, you have the bed and the blankets, some pills too. Ruby, toys? I didn't need those, but I guess it doesn't hurt. Of course, Ruby had the toys. I started giggling. Here got the items Velvet needs, and Ren, you have the kitten and Bunny's food. Wait, Nora? Yes, Nora said happily. Why do you have a crib? I said questioning her. Coco said to get it so the bunnies don't run around the room. Nora said, holding the crib in one hand, showing her strength off. Well, okay then. Everyone that has Velvet stuff, please take it to their room. Or go take it to their room, please. Everyone else stay here, I ordered. They did as they were told. I had walked to the door to shut it, but when I turned around, it was chaos. Ruby was playing with the cat toys while Weiss was hitting Yang with a pillow, while Yang was trying not to break or drop the items in her arms. I had it when Weiss almost hit my kitten. All of you stop, I said in a demanding tone. Everyone stopped in their tracks to look at me. Ruby started picking up toys while Yang was setting the items down. Weiss just grabbed the blankets and put them on the bed. The kittens were starting to fall back asleep, and everyone took that as a sign to settle down. I went back to my book. Weiss went to study with Ruby, and Yang was watching the kitten sleep at the end of my bed. I looked up to see Yang's kitten crawling towards her. She wants you, Yang, pick her up, I said bluntly. Yang picked up the kitten. Then she came up to where I was and placed her head on my shoulder with the kitten in her arms purring. That's when I noticed my kitten crawling on my leg. Before I could get everyone off me, she came up to my chest, curled up, and stared at the book. Time skip, Yang's POV. Ugh, wait, why am I on the floor? I said, confused. Well, you fell out of your bed this morning and I didn't wake up, so we just let you sleep, White stated. Oh, what time is it? I need to know because Professor Oddpin needed me for something around 2. It's noon, Blakey said, being occupied with the kittens. Crap. I went to go hop in the shower, then Coco burst through the door, grabbed Blake, and ran out. Weiss, Ruby, and I shared looks as if I told them what to do. They ran after them while I took a shower. I took quite a long shower so I wouldn't have to deal with Coco. Don't get me wrong, Coco's great. It's just that you don't get it between her and Velvet. That's a death wish. So everyone else can deal with that. By the time I was done, the screams stopped, so headed down to Team Coffee's room. Inside of the room, hey guys, what did I miss? Well, we just got Coco to settle down after the screams stopped, Ruby said, exhausted. That's my girlfriend. Of course I'm going to put up a fight. She's in pain, Coco said, still a little mad. Then the door opened and everyone stood up. Blake walked out in a mess. She was sweating. Her hair was a mess. She had blood on her and other liquids and finally had a couple of scratch marks. You sure didn't have the bunnies. You sure you didn't have the bunnies? Weiss stated as she got a slap from Coco and I. Coco, Yang, come in, Blake said, out of breath. Yeah, you're coming in to make sure Velvet doesn't kill Coco, Blake stated again. We walked into the room and looked to Velvet's bed. Velvet was curled up with 3 baby bunnies at her side. It was adorable. Blake and I stood back to give the new parents some space. Hey, Bun, Coco said in a very soft voice. Hello, Coco. They're just precious little balls of fur. Our little balls of fur, Velvet said with a warm smile on her face. So what are they, Coco questioned. I don't know. Blake, what are they? Velvet asked. 2 girls and a boy, Velvet, Blake answered. Wait, how would you know and not Velvet? I asked Blake. I had to cut the umbilical cord and help deliver, she said plainly, then surprised me with a kiss. Coco and Velvet were oblivious until I opened my mouth. Blake, did you cut the cords with your teeth? I asked. At this point in time, Velvet was blushing bad and Coco was getting mad. Yes, I had to. There was no knife or scissors, Blake said, looking away. Well, I have 5 words. Velvet, lay off the carrots, I told her as I checked my watch. Crap, it's 2:30. Looked up to find an angry Coco in my face. She went to go say something, but was cut off by the intercoms throughout the school. Yang Xiao Long in my office immediately, Ospin's voice rang through the school. Coco smirked, if you're alive after that, then I'll kill you then. Looked at Blake, go make sure the kittens are fine, I'll deal with this. Blake had worry on her face as she grabbed Ruby and Weiss and darted back to the room. I headed for the headmaster's office. And we're continuing to move on. Mom, Yang's POV. I hope he isn't mad, I said, finishing that thought when I knocked on Professor Ospin's door and walked in. Oddly enough, he wasn't sitting down in his chair, but up sipping his coffee and staring out the window. You wanted to see me, sir? I stated, homing your Rabbit's attention. Ah, yes, I did, Miss Xiao Long. And before you think you're in trouble, you're not. I just have a surprise for you, he said, turning to face me. Before I could say anything, he spoke again. Please follow me. With that, we walked to the elevator and got in and headed down to the 2nd floor. I wonder what this surprise is. When we got out, I couldn't help but notice that we were on the level with the training rooms. But we were walking past them. Osmond suddenly stopped in front of me as we were about to turn the corner. Then he turned to me and pointed to a door in the corner. That is your personal training room now. It has 10 by 10 square bunching bags with some sand, some with cement, and when one is busted open or broke, it will automatically be replaced. The room is fireproof. It has a snow pit so you can cool off that automatically refills. And lastly, it has an agility course for you, and it has special settings for Blake. He finished. I was practically buzzing with excitement by the time he finished. I wanted to try it out so bad. I gave him a quick thank you and darted in the room. He chuckled and went back into his office. Small time skip to once she gets back to the dorm. I was tired after all the exploring and figuring out I did. As soon as I shut the door, I got hit with a flash of black and red. Once I realized Blake and Ruby were hugging me, I hugged back. I was so worried. You've been gone for 8 hours, Yang, Blake said in an angry whisper, trying not to wake Weiss. I miss you too, so what did Professor Ospin say? Ruby said, letting go. I picked up Blake and laid down on her bed, telling them the entire story before falling asleep with Blake and the kittens in my arms. Time to skip a couple weeks. Ruby's POV, which is interesting. It's been nice these 2 months seeing Yang and Blake be parents to the kittens, and Weiss and I had started dating under Yang's rules, of course. The kittens are getting big, they're walking around and eating wet food now. They act like us more and more every day now. I was about to take a shower when I heard a knock on the door. I looked over to see Blake asleep and in Yang's bunk, but on the edge of it. I opened I opened the door to see a woman that looks a lot like Blake down to the cat ears too, but she seemed to be in mid-30s. "Hello, how can I help you?" I said cheerfully to the woman. "I was wondering if this is Team Ruby's dorm and is Blake Belladonna in there?" The woman sounded like Blake a little too. "Oh, she must be her sister." "But she's not." "Yes, and yes, you can come in while I get her," I said, stepping aside for her, then closing the door. We walked over to my side of the room and then turned towards Blake and Yang's half. "Blake, someone's here to see you," I said calmly. Blake was still asleep, so I'd just wake her up the hard way. "Oh my god." "Blake, Yang's masturbating while reading your book," I said while waiting for her to freak. As soon as she heard that, she jumped awake and fell off the bed, landing face first on the floor. Without looking up, she spoke. "God damn it, Ruby. I thought I told you to stop saying sexual things about Yang to wake me up if you want me in a grumpy mood." "You want me in a grumpy mood?" she said to the floor. "Why did you wake me up at this time?" "Mom." Blake looked like she'd seen a zombie. Blake's POV. "I can't believe it. Mom is here." With that, I got up and hugged her with all my might. "Okay, I'm happy to see you too, darling," she chuckled, hugging back. "It really is, Mom. I was so happy I started crying tears of joy." "I missed you so much. I thought you were dead," I said, drying my eyes and pulling away. "No, baby girl, I'm alive and well. I miss you too, though," Mom said, looking at me. So for the next 2 hours or so, we caught up on the many, many years missed, but I didn't say anything about the kittens or talk about Yang in a romantic way because the chance to never came up. Then I started to get worried. Yang's been gone since I fell asleep. "Hey, Ruby, how, how long was I out?" I asked. "4 hours or so," she said, cleaning crescent rows. "What, that means Yang's been gone for at least 6 hours," I told them. "Where did Yang say she was going, Ruby?" I asked so I knew where to find her. "I think she said she was going to do a weekly routine of kick Son's butt, then go work out," Ruby said, still not taking her attention off her weapon. "Whose son?" my mom asked, looking at me. Before I could answer, Ruby spoke up. "Oh no. Son is a monkey faunus who tries to get into Blank's pants even though he's just a friend and has plenty of girls that want him to choose from," Ruby said, disgusted. "Okay, well, enough of that. I'm going to go find Yang. Would anyone like to join?" I said, slightly blushing. "I'll go with you. Might as well see who this beast of a person is. Osmond told me she's the strongest and most powerful out of the students, and you and Ruby are right behind her, right?" my mom said towards me. "Yeah, you might see why while you're here." I stayed, walking out the door with her not far behind. We hopped into the elevator and went down to level 2. We started getting close, and you could hear fighting going on. Oh, great, perfect time to show my mom my girlfriend beating the crap out of a guy. I opened the door to the training room and let Mom in and shut it. We turned to find Yang and Son fighting. When I got closer, I looked at them and shocked. Yang's hands were really bloody, her eyes were red, and her hair was on fire, glowing. He looked beat up bad, and for some reason he had blood coming from his crotch. Oh boy. The fighting area was blocked off by a thin layer of glass, so you could still hear what they're saying, but you didn't get roasted alive. Then I noticed what Son had in his hand. He had strands of Yang's hair. Oh no, he's going to get it. Yang was hitting left and right, but Son was dogging. Good. And he spoke up. "Come on, Bonnie, you're going to destroy yourself for Blake's sake. Come on, just let me get some of that bell booty. I know you haven't gotten any since the Kittens," he said, smirking. I was blushing hard now. I could feel my mom's eyes on me. Before she could say anything, Yang lit on fire and started actually hitting Son hard. "You will never lay a hand on Blake as long as I'm living, and yes, for Blake's sake, I would not just destroy myself, but I would give my life for her. Hell, if she said that killing myself would make her happy, I would do it." Which See, when I think of like some sort of sentence like that, she would punch literally after every single word, but that's way too many punches. With that, she made the final blow to his stomach, and could still limp back to his dorm, but he was hurt bad. With that, they turned to us. You could see Yang freeze and Sun perk up. Ugh, he won't quit. They both walked out to us, but Yang looked nervous. I think she figured out the woman besides me is my mom. It wasn't helping that my mom was giving the death stare either. Yang's POV. Crap, Blake just saw that whole fight, and it looks like her mom's here too. Wait, I thought she didn't have parents, but I guess she found her. Son walked beside me, but I was ready if he did anything. Of course he did. Ooh, Blake, you didn't tell me you had a sister, Son said, being flirty. I saw a look on both of their faces, so I grabbed him by his tail, dragged him to the door, and kicked him out. I walked back over to them, but I hit my hands. My hands were bleeding really bad because of hitting punching bags in the wall for 6 hours. Besides that, I didn't have flames anymore, but my eyes were still red and my hair was still glowing. I stood in front of Blake, but before I could say anything, she slapped me hard. That was for talking about killing yourself. Slap. And that was for scaring the hell out of me, she said as she hugged me. She said as she hugged me. I hugged her while my eyes went back to normal and my hair stopped glowing. We had a quick kiss before she introduced me and her mom. Her mom likes me a lot, apparently, and with that, we walked up to the dorm. I did a good job of binding my hands until we got to the dorm door. I went to open it and Blake saw my hand. She gasped and slapped me. Yang Xiaolong, why didn't you tell me? She said, dragging me into the room and setting me on the bed and grabbing the first aid kit. Because if I told you, you would freak out like this, I stated. Wait, I haven't gotten bit in the butt today or groped. Where are the troublemakers? Blake asked worriedly. Well, they're with Team Juniper since Dad agreed to take them next month. I thought, why don't they get to hang out with Team Juniper for a while? I said, you were so lucky Ren and Pierre are on that team. If not, I would slap you and go running to find them. Blake said, finishing taking care of my hands. Weiss came into the room and got introduced to Blake's mom. After that, we all just talked and got interrupted. Nora burst into the door, followed by Jean, Pierre, and Ren. We're back, Nora said, jumping over to me. You get any, my friend? Nora said, smirking at me. No, I said, pouting. Nora and Ruby started laughing, but Blake shot them a glare. I looked over to see Ren holding Weiss's kid, Jean trying not to drop Ruby's, and Pierre had Blake, so that means Nora has mine. But where is she? Nora, I said. Yes, Yang. I see that all of our other angels, but where's the one that looks like me? I said, stating the facts. Right here, Nora pointed to the heart-shaped hole in her shirt. As she did, my kitten's head pipes out of the hole. Nora took her out and handed her to me. With that, we collected the kittens, and later then on Blake's bed, they fell asleep soon after. And then, of course, yeah, and then some things happen. I need to, like, finish. Whoa, that's a different thing. I don't know if this has anything to do with the story. But apparently Adam's been sending letters to Blake, and this is not really going well. I believe Yang's been captured or something. I don't know. I think I just need to, like, skip all this. And then, it ends. Or it doesn't. Oh my god, it's, like, such a problem. But I believe Adam dies and Yang lives. I don't know. This is really like not have anything to do with the story. Apparently Yang's been like in a coma or something. And then RWBY's mom is here, which makes again no sense. I believe Weiss's sister also gets here. And then Yang wakes up or something. And then I believe, oh my god. So again, this has nothing to do with the story, but, you know, some White Rose stuff goes on, and Blake just kind of exists in the story, and I assume Yang comes from somewhere, I don't know, but... and, some problems, there's some things happen. Yeah, like I said, Winter shows up, I guess it's in this one. Oh my god. Yeah, some weird things, Boy. So dumb. Well, if you want to read that, apparently it was last updated April 5th or April 25th, not actually, whatever. So I think we're gonna end it here. I know I did end up like skipping a lot there, but most of it was just, you know, stupidity and had nothing to do with the rest of the story. Because I'm pretty sure there were literally no mentions of the kittens slash cats for those last like 2.5 chapters, so it's really stupid. So that's where it ends. Next time we come back, there'll be a different fanfiction that's actually probably slightly better than this one. Yeah.